Bravo Fox Pop, leveling 16,000. 337 for Bravo Fox Pop.
Okay, 3,000, let's number 10.
Welcome back to Tools of Salvo. You guys got Vince and Tyler in the tool shop, kinda. It's my garage interim.
Enough, right? Just like the old videos.
Yeah.
We keep promising green screens and cool effects. It will happen.
It is coming, I promise you guys.
Maybe? Yeah, it will.
One thing that's not changed, though, is the Glock fanboy.
Boy, it's a maybe.
Oh, what?
Crazy.
So
another YouTube channel about blocks.
I know. Here you have the Gen 5 Glock with the Mariglow sights. It's Glock 17. You know, probably the best duty pistol ever made.
I agree.
Tyler, I mean, why don't you show off your Glock?
Dude, I've been carrying a Glock for years. I mean, it's one of the nicest made pistols, one of the best shooting handguns on this planet, one of the best grips, ergonomics, trigger, recoil control. I mean, you can't beat these things, am I right? Like, they're the best pistols ever made.
Tyler.
Huh.
That's not a Glock.
Oh shit, you're right, it's my new carry gun. I say new. Alright, I have something to confess.
What?
So I like Glocks.
Yeah.
And you know I do.
Everybody loves Glocks.
The Glocks are good, Glocks are great. Glocks are better than chocolate cake.
It's the best thing since sliced bread.
You know as well as I do, I'm a Beretta fanboy. You know, for maybe the past year and a half since you've been gone, I may have started EDCing a 92 again.
But
yeah.
But the reliability.
They're reliable. I'll give them that.
I mean, but you have the capacity.
You have great capacity.
I mean, a reliable, repeatable trigger.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the DLC coating on a Gen 5.
Yeah. The diamond light coating is great. It's really good for preventing against rust and corrosion.
The rifling in the barrel.
The marksman or non-polygonal rifling is great. It is better than the polygonal.
I mean, it doesn't have finger grooves, though.
Thank God. I hated Gen 2s. Or not Gen 2s, I hated Gen 3s and 4s because of that.
But you aren't carrying a Glock.
I mean, not wrong. It's definitely not a lot. It might be a bit of a far cry. Hear me out. Okay, so let's rekey over the features you talked about. Give me a few.
Well, the trigger.
You know as well as I do, that's a great trigger, especially with a little bit of work, like a 13-pound chrome silicone spring, Langdon trigger bar. It's really good, and you know it's really good. It's got a really short reset.
I'll give you that. But
yeah, great trigger.
I got capacity.
How much does that hold?
17.
18. One round, still on par.
But I do have the DLC coating.
Okay, Brunaton is really good though. It's proven itself time and time again to be a really good finish for steel.
I got one on you.
What you got?
Weight.
It's aluminum frame, it's not that heavy. It is heavier, not gonna lie, not even gonna try and lie. It's not a horrible substantial amount where it makes this gun so much harder to carry than the 17.
Still, alright, I have aftermarket sights.
So do I.
I have aftermarket, a full aftermarket for everything.
What's aftermarket on that gun?
The sights.
Same. Well, that's a lie. Trigger, mainspring. Anyway, I'm getting the sense you really don't like the fact I carry a Beretta.
Glock, we've demonstrated on this channel over and over again, Glock is the king. Glock is king. Ladies and gentlemen, Glock is king. Well, put that away. Hey.
This isn't mine.
Glock is king. Put it away.
This isn't mine.
Put it away.
And you're the only person in the room. You know, come to think of it, I think I remember bolting on this RMR for you. Explain yourself.
Lucky guys.
As I recall, you refer to that as the shitting on the pores gun.
550 bucks. This configuration, a little over 2,000.
I paid $650.
The M9A4 you can get for 1,100. Maybe you can find it for
About 1,000 if you try.
1050. Yeah. The RMR 550, and then the Mod Light another 400. Look, we did we jest. All right. Tyler and I did say from the get-go we like Berettas, and
I said.
I did.
No. You really didn't care about Berettas until I talked him into buying one. And as I recall, I talked him into buying one. Okay, he gets the M9A4 and the RMR and the Mod Light. I installed the RMR. This is back when Vince lived 2 hours away. He came and visited me. We got him hooked up. And he calls me 3 days later. Hey man, I found my new favorite gun. It's my Beretta. The one that you hooked up, kind of set up. I had my friend shoot it, and they've all shot better with that than any other pistol ever. I hate to say it, but I think I'm becoming a Beretta guy. I think I converted a guy.
Full story. I came in to buy a Staccato.
Talk them out.
I was gonna buy a P, and he talked me out of it.
I was like, hey man, shoot my Beretta. Guarantee by the time you're done, you're not going to want to buy a Staccato.
And I will say I was hooked. Double action, single action.
Better recoil than impulse.
Awesome. Well, I mean,
significant reduction in reciprocating mass.
How could you get a stovepipe in that? I mean, just the reliability of a Beretta, the fact that the military did not go to a Beretta again was pure politics. I will recognize that.
Or the fact they didn't go to that.
Yes. I mean, the 19X is a fantastic pistol, and that's what Glock submitted to the military trials. It's y'all know I have two.
I have one.
It's a fantastic pistol. That being said, I will blanket statement say that the M9A4 is a better firearm than the 19X. Flat out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. We are the channel that so far has established a reputation for being Glock fanboys. Mm-hmm. We're not wrong.
I mean, hell, we had a Glock is King, dethrone the King.
Yeah, and I'm 99.9% of this channel, for the few videos we have, is just Glocks. Yeah. We're not wrong. You really can't beat Glock at what they do. They are a reliable, utilitarian, affordable handgun that, I mean, no one's going to beat. This thing will run forever till the end of time with no maintenance whatsoever. Very few, if zero parts breakage through thousands upon thousands of rounds. This is the best tool that's ever been made in the pistol world. The problem is, this is a tool that's where this is something made for sport. What I mean by that is, this is a Camry, right? Like, this thing will run till the end of time.
You have a 911.
This is a
turbo. I mean,
and hear me out. This is a Corvette. It is a machine made for sport, but it's the most reliable of its type. It's still got the traditional V8 American pushrod, engine. It's not a Ferrari, and you put the you run it too long, and all of a sudden you need to replace the entire engine in one race, and it's done. This thing performs like a racehorse, but also actually runs for a long time.
See, and that was it's funny that he says that. That was actually what I said. I said when I came into the store, I said I want a Ferrari, and that's why I was looking at the Staccatos. Staccatos are Ferraris, but Tyler was like, "Why do you want a Ferrari? It's going to be in the shop."
Atlases are Ferraris, Staccatos are Maseratis.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. They have the sound.
Yeah, yes.
But I wanted something to flex. And Tyler said, well, you can have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You can have
money,
a pistol that flexes, but also you could go to war with. And, well, I mean, for 35 years, they did.
Mm-hmm. And to this day, I'm not in the military. I'm not going to speak like I was. Plenty of good chunks of our branches still use these things.
Mm-hmm.
The Army still has a recurring parts contract till 2030 for Beretta M9s. It's no secret. If you go online and do any research, you're going to find out the M17 is not really well received right now for its usage, parts breakage, replacements, etc. It's well known. We're not SIG fans.
Yes.
And with that, the M9 is a special pistol in my heart. I grew up shooting M9s in 1911s and Glocks. It was funny, the guy that got me into Glocks was my grandfather. The guy that got me into Berettas was my dad. Kind of ass backwards. But still, that was kind of the thing. And to this day, I shoot better with a Beretta. And that is why I EDC a Beretta. It's not because I trust this gun more than this gun. I trust both guns at pretty much equal amounts. In fact, one thing I'll say, if you run a Beretta enough, you're going to have to replace the locking block. It's just, that's a nature, that's a wear part. You run one of these enough, you're going to have to replace the magazine because the spring wears out. This gun will last for almost ever. But the thing is, okay, keep an eye on it. It takes forever to wear a locking block in a Beretta. It's not like, 2,000 rounds and you need to do it.
Right.
For self-defense, I feel more confident. And I'm not saying I'm one of those weird guys that like outside waistbands. I know a lot of guys that can't believe it. I do inside the waistband a full-size 92. This is a 92A1. It is far from stock. Factory Beretta triggers aren't bad. They do leave a lot to be desired. The difference is tuning a Beretta trigger does not jeopardize reliability.
No, in fact, I would actually say, like, arguably, it makes it more reliable because you as a shooter are more reliable with it.
Yeah, it doesn't make the gun not work any less. We don't have to worry about, failure or light strikes unless you go with some ridiculously low-tuned recoil spring, or not recoil spring, but mainspring that even the manufacturers advise you against.
Right.
You don't mess with the Glock's internals. People that do, and we can say from our industry, we see this all the time. You don't mess with it. The amount of guys, my Glock doesn't function.
They come in, they're like, it's not working, it's a Glock.
All right, let me perform a diagnostic. Oh, wait, how many extra aftermarket parts are in your gun? No wonder this thing doesn't work. Put it back to stock. Gun runs 1,000 rounds without a single issue or hiccup. It's ready to go back to a police unit if it needed to. This is a gun you can actually modify some of the internals, and Wilson and Langdon are your saviors.
Yes.
Beretta.
Yes.
You can
Langdon I will preach to.
You can tune these things extremely well. But it's that weird thing. This is the gun I have in my bug out bag. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, I have 19X. But I do have a Glock Gen 5, or 19X 4.5, 4.7. It is the bug out gun. You can run this as much as you like. You're never going to wear out a part. Now, you should always have replacement parts. Yep. This is a common misconception with any gun ever made.
That it's still a machine.
Identify the parts that will fail. Strikers, extractor springs, plungers.
They sell kits for a reason.
Keep them in stock. Same thing with the Beretta. Locking pieces. Yes. You fire 10,000 rounds, place a damn locking piece. I don't care if it's a Gen 1 or Gen 3. Gen 3s will last more, but you need to replace the locking piece at a certain round count. Both these guns, at the end of the day, however, offer a similar set build quality features. We have full machine slide. Yes. Not casted, unlike on Beretta's instance, it's a little different. If you get a Beretta Italy-made firearm, Cartone Viente Trampo manufactured firearm, you're going to have a cold hammer forged chrome line barrel. Yes. Get a US-made gun, cold hammer forged, non-chrome line. I don't own any Berettas not made in Italy, and I'm not this guy that's going to preach that American-made Berettas are garbage. They are not as well made. There's plenty of anecdote. We've seen that firsthand. I've seen that especially. The US-made ones, especially the new Gallatin-made guns, aren't bad. They're not as good as the Italian-made guns.
Especially the guys that shoot them like
heavily.
Yeah, like the competition guys shooting them like they're going out of style. You're going to see more wear on the American.
There's a reason Langdon guns are a good chunk of heavily modified parts, and the Wilson Berettas are all Italian-made guns. But kind of arguing semantics here, they're both great options, and I will say on both. This is a tool, and I'll be the first to say I think Glock shoot great. Coming from someone who's used to a really well-tuned Beretta trigger, this is not bad.
No, and like let's
get used to it.
This Gen 5 here is not
the best they've ever made.
It is, but my bedside gun is a modified Glock Gen 4.
Yeah.
And it's remained that. This is now my carry gun.
They're two different products for two different people, two different scenarios. Again, this is the buyout gun.
Mm-hmm. It's the bump of the
It
night.
will take longer for general parts to break. It does take forever for a Beretta, anything in a Beretta to break, but it does happen faster. Again, it is the locking block.
Mm-hmm.
No way around that. That's a wear point designed that way. As long as you replace before it wears, the gun will last to the end of time. We'll have a full video on Berettas, by the way. I'm a really big Beretta guy. I'm just converting him, brainwashing him as we speak. I will go on a full video of all the iterations and why I personally believe the 92A1 is the best one Beretta ever made, how it'll last even longer. But not arguing that. This will suffer parts breakage before this, and to be fair, all hammer guns generally will. But if you shoot both side by side, a well-tuned Beretta especially, there's no contest.
See, and I will also, for the suppressor guys out there, the better suppressed gun is the Beretta.
It's famously the Beretta.
Yes.
Not even arguably, like most guys will tell you, it is the most reliable handgun suppressed.
Well,
it does spit in your face, and I think that's one thing people
yes,
don't
because
notice.
of that right there.
Yeah, it's open,
Yes.
but it's not going to jam.
And ever.
Well, okay, ever's you really can't say that without someone on YouTube on the comments.
You're gonna have that one guy that goes,
my dad jammed.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, a non-Browning based action is going to do way better with suppression.
Zero barrel tip.
Even with modern booster assemblies, which do work well, but we have seen them fail.
Yes.
Recently had a client of mine whose Dead Arrow Odessa 9 would not cycle his Glock, his shadow systems, or his SIG. The piston was stuck, which is an issue with the Odessa it's a can that I don't think Dead Air should be making anymore. It's kind of stupid, but it's funny.
Modularity.
We grabbed we grabbed a 92, or it was a 92X with a threaded barrel, which the customer just purchased. I don't know. He said he bought it like a month or two ago, and we put that can on it. Stuck piston. Can doesn't reciprocate. Did a mag dump. Browning actions aren't indicative of reliable fire with suppression.
No, I mean, and for those that are not affiliated and don't know, Browning action, the barrel actually tips up with the reciprocation of the slide. So you'll notice that barrel tips up, whereas on the Beretta, it stays stationary.
Yeah, so with a Browning action, which is almost all handguns on the market, when the barrel rises up, the ledge or shelf on the front of the barrel actually rises up and locks itself in your slide, and that's what it's kind of hard to see in camera, and never put your hand in front of the muzzle. The barrel and the slide are, for a while, moving together as one.
Mm-hmm.
That's what keeps it as a locked action. Berettas don't use this system. Berettas use a falling locking block. There's a block that's connected to the bottom of the barrel, and it actually, when the barrel gets right about here, the block is going to drop down. So the barrel is not the piece indicative of locking or unlocking. And as a result, this is the demonstration I usually do. If you put too much weight on a Browning action, again, this is not a Glock issue, and I think that's what we keep having to repeat. This is a conventional handgun issue. If we put too much weight on a Browning barrel, see how slow that was? See just how sluggish that system is? If you put too much weight on a Beretta barrel, that hurts, by the way. It doesn't, and I'm not faking it. You can do it, go to a gun store and try it, find someone that owns a Beretta, you can squeeze it as much as you like. It's not going to slow the action out.
Yeah, it's not having to go uphill.
The barrel plays no role in the locking and unlocking other than needs to reciprocate back and forth, which downward pressure generally doesn't affect.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We both like all handguns. They're not Ruger SR9s.
Right.
They're definitely hell not SIG 320s. They're not Smith & Wesson M&Ps.
Oh god, no.
These two handguns have proven to be the best of their type.
Yes.
I don't have a CZ here. We will. I like CZs too. When it comes down to it, if you had to ask me if I could only own one handgun for the rest of my life, it is this. I shoot better with this, and I think at the end of the day, that's one thing a lot of people miss. it's not necessarily just the best handgun as far as build quality, which it should be to a good degree. You know, if your best handgun's a high point C9, you learn how to shoot something else better.
So,
but a good handgun, if you shoot better with this and this or this and this,
yeah,
that's what you carry.
So, and I will say, Tyler says his one handgun. For me, reach across here. For me, this is what I would carry solely because this is what the rest of my family carries.
That's fair. That's fair.
And having compatibility is a big selling point. That being said,
you also don't have like 25 Beretta mags like I do.
I actually do now.
That's fair.
But that being said, nobody else in my family who would be bugging out with me or would be going to the range with me or what have you, they don't have Berettas. I'm selling them on it actively, but I will say you're not going to be missing out by going Glock.
No.
I will say the better pistol.
Performing handgun.
Yes.
Right? Better pistol subjective.
Yes.
But someone that's going to shoot these two is going to really, unless they're very inexperienced shooters, a relatively well-experienced shooter is not going to shoot these two and is going to tell you that shoots better.
Yes.
It doesn't. It's got more reciprocating mass. It's got a worse trigger. The falling locking block action is smooth. You don't get the harsh unlocking motion. You don't have reciprocating mass tilting up. You don't have as much reciprocating mass coming back. It is.
I would honestly say it's beginner, intermediate, professional.
Yeah, it kind of goes back, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It's a great gun to start someone on, which, spoiler, small reason the military adopted it. You got 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, never fired in their life.
Yes.
And then you get, hey, I've gotten good at handling this. This is a very easy handgun to shoot. And then it's, well, this is a very easy handgun to shoot. Then the easier handgun's going to be even easier now.
Right.
And, you know, there's a good reason these are still popular in competition, even though up until very recently, Beretta didn't care about the competition market.
Right.
They don't. I mean, they barely do.
Like, I mean, even the 92X comp
I'm not a fan.
is...
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I agree. Like,
I think Beretta dropped the ball on the 92X line. But that's subjective. You know, it's funny, we see brands like CZ, and they really do care about the competition market. To be fair, CZ makes a great handgun too. I'm also a really big CZ
anything
fan.
from a TS Orange to a Parrot.
Dude, even a tricked SP01.
Yes, absolutely.
I really like CZs. I'm a huge fan. I'm not a fanboy, but I really like their product. Beretta is interesting. They don't care about that market, and up until recently, they couldn't care at all. Their handguns do perform relatively well in that market, and a lot of your high caliber guys will use them with aftermarket stuff. They are good. When a guy is like, hey, this company doesn't care about me, this company doesn't make stuff for my type of shooting, I'm still going to buy their gun anyway and use it.
Yeah,
that
says
say
something.
a lot.
That does say something.
They're not as prevalent as CZ, and that's because CZ's got 150,000 models that are
yes,
for competition.
so many SKUs up that are specifically for competition.
Yeah, TS, TSO, TS2, you know, the traditional
Shadow,
practical sport, you got the Shadow, the Parrot, the Checkmate, just one after the other.
Yes.
I mean, all the CZ custom guns, the A01, the A1LD, the newest A01 they just announced a SHOT Show. You name it, they make it.
Absolutely. And, I mean, they're even going into the 2011 market.
Kind of. They made a better 2011 because it's not a 1911.
No, it's
better.
It's a TS
You haven't
Orange
handled
that
it
has,
unless it's WX. You should. It's actually better.
$2,000 2011 that I would argue beats out your main 2011.
Have you felt the trigger?
Yes.
It's great. It's better than anything I can think of.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get one of those one day, right?
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is, look, you guys, Glock fanboys, through and through.
Oh, yeah.
But we're not going to deny where better equipment is better for a reason.
Yeah.
It's one thing to say, like, but I really like it. That's all well and good, and buy something that you like, but you cannot deny when something is better.
Yeah.
And frankly, Beretta makes a better
shooting handgun.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is, and this is coming from the guy who in every video has preached Glock's praise. And to be fair,
it's Glock armor.
you know, that anyone can be one of those, but I'm not going to use it for my point. But yeah, I did care enough about this platform to go schedule a class in armor school. Folks, I do own quite a lot of Glocks, and I really like these things. And to be fair, I shoot them very well, and they're really good handguns. I still think these are one of the best handguns ever made in history. And I'm not going to sit here 1 second and say this is garbage and this is good or this is just not as good. This does shoot better.
Yes.
At least, and again, it's all subjective for me. And I've identified a series of reasons on why this seems to shoot better in a lot of people's hands. You yourself included, who's only really ever been a big Glock guy.
Yes.
And I finally talked him into trying a Beretta.
Which is why I would say it's actually objective, not subjective. I would say it's objectively, you like, from build quality down to shootability. There is a reason why the military adopted it to begin with. There were plenty of other pistols out there that had massive reputations.
Yeah, SIG 56.
I mean,
the whole third and second generation Smith & Wesson semi-autos.
I mean, you had Browning high powers.
Yeah.
Like, that was, after the Miami shootout, everybody went and bought a Browning high power. But I will tell you that better, still really awesome.
More durable.
Yeah, like I will not get rid of my Glocks to buy only Berettas.
Hell no.
But
I will buy more Berettas.
I will buy more Berettas. That's very true.
And you know, we're definitely gonna have more videos also on the range shooting these things, talking about them, going into more detail.
I want you guys to see that with the RMR, this at 50 yards can ring steel as fast as I can pull the trigger.
I don't disbelieve that.
It's fantastic, especially that single action trigger. It breaks clean. You're going to be on target and remain on target every time. Especially with the weight of the mod light at the fore end, it helps keep the gun level. It is a thing of beauty. And my Gen 4, I have a mod light on it, and it's cut for a red dot, and I have one on there. This is better.
Yeah. And, I mean, kind of going on that, we're going to have more videos about all handguns. We're going to go shoot these things. We do have to kind of wrap up the video, but one thing I want to note, you might be saying, oh, so you prefer carrying guns with safeties. We do not. These are G guns. G models only, decocker, no safety. So
That's very true.
learn how to shoot, learn how to carry. Don't carry a gun with a safety. It's dumb.
Yep. Once again, this is Vincent Tyler. Tools to Sell.
So it's a salvo, baby.